everyone, I'm Joey from the Pilates movement and welcome to day 4. Today's focus will be on planks and push-ups. So let's get started. Come into a seated kneeling position so your toes are tucked in. Okay, option here, if your ankles are not comfortable, you can also choose to flatten your feet this way. Alright, let's go ahead and stretch our upper arm, so reaching one arm over and twist to your side, and keep thinking of pulling your shoulder away from both hands, shoulder away from the ear. So you feel the ultimate stretch. 2, 1, and release. Open and switch. Upper arm, drawing away from both hands and breathing for 3. Adjust that pressure or the pull accordingly. 2, 1, and release. Now one hand touching center of your back. Press your elbow down, keeping your elbow away from your head as you draw it down into a side bend. Try and elbow your fingertips up, and then bring it back center, other side. Okay. So even if you're flexible enough to pull the elbow all the way, you just want to keep this space open. So it's an active stretch through your triceps, through your sides, and not compressing into your neck. 2, 1, and release. Alright, let's come up to a higher position. Now bring your arms to the back. On your inhale, we're going to lift your chest, draw your shoulders down. So try not to push the hips too far forwards or too far back. Okay, so keeping your hips stacked above your knees. And as you round your spine, we're going to bring your arms to the ceiling. So send your heels to your bum to your heels. Inhale. And from here, exhale, come up. Inhale to lift your chest. Exhale to round your back, bring your bum down. Okay, so if you're more comfortable in the tuck toes position, there's always an option here, lifting your chest. So modify accordingly. Exhale to round your back, working with your own flexibility. Okay? So your range will be totally different from mine. 2. Last one, round your back, relax your neck, reaching your arms up, and then slowly release and sit back into a shell stretch, relaxing your arms. Okay, next we're going into an all-fours position, so your wrists under your shoulders, and we're going to have your knees just below your hips. So shoulder blades, you're going to isolate them in and away from each other. So as you breathe in, glide your shoulder blades into each other without dropping your head. And as you breathe out, push the shoulder blades away from each other. Again, inhale, gliding in, keep holding your core, so belly button in. And as you exhale, pushing your arms down, separate through both shoulder blades. Last 3, inhale to glide in. Also think up and down as you go in. Exhale to push away. Last 2, and just ensuring that the weight's not going forward as we go in and out. So stay stacked with the joints. One more, inhale, gliding in, your own maximum. Exhale, gliding out, out, out. Now we're going to find this energy, both arms pushing away. Shift your weight to the right arm, and then slowly raise the left arm forwards. So if you feel like your wrist feeling a little bit of tension, and you can always send your bum back here. Inhale to lower. You try and load from the shoulder blade pushing away and the upper arm, then draw your abs in as you raise your arm. Okay, so if you don't stabilize, then the body ends up collapsing or resting fully on that wrist. So think of pushing away first and then lifting the arm up. Okay, so one more each side. Pushing the arm down from the shoulder blade, keeping that separation. Lower half of your body fully stable. Shifting to the other side, arm pushing down. And then relax. Okay, just sit down back, release through the wrist. If you need to, fold it by your side. Okay, now part 2, we're going to float one leg off, okay? So if you do feel like this is a bit strenuous on your wrist, you can always go to a forearm position. And then we're going to send one leg out. Okay, so your movement, just watch first. We're going to bring it in, one side, and then in, other side. So imagine your leg is like your tail, and it's wagging, right? And we're just looking at the leg from the opposite side, and then looking at the leg as it comes towards us. Okay, same if you're doing in a higher position. Leg extends out, we wag the tail, shortening one waistline, shortening the other waistline. So there is a kind of squeezing on each side. Yeah? Okay, so find a position, whether it's higher or lower, and feel free to change your mind. You're going to find the separation from the shoulder blades regardless of your arm modification. Okay, so we are separating away. Push the arms down. Send your left leg back. Draw your abs in. So we're going to squeeze the bum to keep this hip open. And we're going to bring this leg across to the other side. Your eyes just look towards your leg and then bring it towards yourself, to your left ear. So reach it to your right ear and to your left. Okay, give me that torso movement so you're shuffling each waistline. And again, if your arms are feeling a lot of weight, just send your bum back slightly. 4, abs in. 3, one more each side. 2, draw that right shoulder down as you pull to the right. Left shoulder pull down as you go to the left. Finish to the right side. Bring it back center. Okay, reset if needed, and then we'll do the same on the other side. Just activating the lower half of your body, okay? Pushing your arms away, now your right leg goes out. Belly button and squeeze that right bum. Bring this leg across to the other side, looking towards it. Pull the shoulder away from the ear to allow sharpening on your waistline. And look away to the other side, pull that right shoulder away from the ear. Squeezing, and then squeezing the other side. Last 4, belly button in, and 4. So we're still keeping that push from your arms down, keeping the lift of your body. Last 2 on each side, shortening each waistline. Draw shoulders away from the ears. Last one. Keep the hip above your knee on the supporting leg. Bring it back center, and then take a break. Okay. Next set, we're going to work with a short plank. Okay, so once again, you can always take this on your forearms if you feel really strenuous on the wrist. So it means that movement here, we're just going to rock forwards and back. So try and keep the arms pushing down. Bum back, bum center. Okay? If you're on a higher position, you're floating your knees off, bum back, so you're in neutral spine, and then reaching forwards. Alright, if you're prone to wrist tension, I recommend just stopping just before your wrist. Checking that your ankles, they're not going out like this and not in like this. So we're keeping the hip, knee, and foot in line. Okay? Shoulder blades strong. Float your knees off and then just look down to peak. Ankle, knee, hip all in line, parallel to each other. Then send your bum back, keeping the knee in the same position. And then reach it back center. Keep arms strong, yeah? Exhale back. Inhale center. And just looking at your ankles to check if needed, especially if you know your ankles are your weakness, then you can just double check if one ankle is going out and in. And 3, you're gonna feel the front thighs here. Arms stay strong too. Okay, so your range might also be smaller, just a small bend and then center. Right? So modify accordingly. 1 more. And then bring it back center, lower it down, and take a short rest. Good job. Okay. Now next set, we're gonna lie belly down. So just straighten your legs away. And have your forearms down for this one. So your elbows are underneath your shoulders. And your toes are going to tuck in. So again, all 10 toes are involved. Now we're going to combine everything we just practiced to go into a full plank. So just watch first and then we'll do it together, okay? Starting position, elbow and shoulder in line. Your resting position is where you are retracting the shoulder blades. So if you remember that squeeze of the shoulder blade that we did, same thing over here. Okay, and as we squeeze, even though we are kind of resting into the blades, we are not collapsing your head down. So keep holding the integrity of your neck and your head. So this is your starting position. Your abs are pulling in. As you exhale, push your shoulder blades away from each other. That's number 1. Number 2, tuck your tailbone in, round your lower back. Number 3, lift your knees up, squeezing the back line of your legs. If you're prone to lower back ache, bring your hips slightly higher. Okay? Then lower down from the knees. 3, lower from the hips. 2, retract the shoulder blades. 1. Let's try this again, pushing away from the shoulder blades. Rounding the lower back, lifting the knees up, squeeze back. A lot of times we put more weight on the arms than we do on the legs, so try to send your heels back away from your arms and then lower your knees, your hips, shoulder blades. Alright, let's try again. Shoulder blades separate, abs start in. round that lower back. Okay, if you feel it hard to round your lower back, you can always bring your bum behind you. Then you lift your knees up from there, and then lower your knees down, your hips and your shoulder blades sliding in. We separate the shoulder blades, we round the lower back. If it's hard to round, so it's still here, send the bum back, scoop it in more first, and then you lift your knees off. Okay, then lower your knees, your hips, shoulder blades in. Let's do two more. Shoulder blades separating, round the lower back abs drawing in. You'll feel upper arms, core, and then adding on your thighs. This is a deconstructed plank. Once again, you can look down to check your alignment of your feet, and then lower down knees, hips, shoulder blades. One last. Upper body, separate your shoulder blades, round the lower back abs in, float your knees up, transfer the weight from the front to the back or the center. Keep the bum energized. 3, 2, 1. Gently lower down and relax. Push back into a shallow stretch. Just breathe here. You can relax your elbows as well. 2, 1. And slowly just rolling up. Shake it off your arms. Okay, so one last exercise here would be your push-ups. We are going to start with your arms shoulder width or slightly wider than shoulder width. Okay, and then your body, you have 3 options to make it harder or easier in terms of loading your wrist. So if you do have weak wrist, then you want to have all 4 positions to start. Think of shoulder blades pushing away from each other, and as you come down, your elbows are going to angle diagonally away from your rib cage. Alright, so you want to go here. So you're keeping the shoulders stable away from the ear, bending your elbows, and then pushing up to your upper back, core, and your arms. Okay, so one reason why wrist might come in is if you think of pushing your hands down first. Right, so then this will definitely hold much more with the forearm rather than the muscles stabilizing you on your upper back and working on your chest and your biceps. Option 2 here, you can have your hips diagonally in line, so you can cross your ankles. We're only going down as low as we can feel. Your arms are working with the chest and not your wrist. Okay? And then lastly, of course, you can do a full push-up position. Again, weight stays on your feet and we come down, elbows are diagonally away from the ribs and you come up. So once again, that we're not snaking into 2 paths in the alignment we've chosen. Okay, for options 2 and 3, your modifications here, you can go into a shallow stretch to unload your wrist if needed, and then you go down again. Or you can be in a full plank, you do your push-up, and then you go into your pike, and then you go back to your push-up again. Okay, so modify according to what feels good for your body and your engagement. So let's go ahead, find your modification. Arms as wide as your neck. Now as you come in, bend your elbows. 3, 2, 1. Exhale, now shoulder blades separated. 2, 1. Again, down, stay tight. Exhale, up. If you need a short break anytime, unload your wrist and then go again. 4, 2, 1, and up. How low you decide, okay, based on how you're feeling. 5, 2, 1. Exhale, up. 2, 3 more here and down. 2, 1. Exhale, up. 2, 1 last 2 and lower. 2 shoulders move away from ears and upper back and separating. 1 more. Then 2, 1 and up. 2. Rest. Great job. Sit back, shallow stretch. And then slowly roll up. Let's do a wrist stretch. Drawing your hands in. And then the same hand, just reaching it away. Stretching the forearm. The same thing on the other side, palm going in. And then this hand going out. Take all 5 fingers with you, okay? Good, bring your arm across your chest, shoulder pulls away from the ears. And then switch it over, shoulder away from the ear. Okay, last one is going to stretch to the side, and then you can always sit cross-legged if that feels more comfortable, okay? And then switching over other side, breathing in, and exhale, coming up. Roll your shoulders back. 2, 2, 1. That's it.